Hey everyone, welcome back to Gadget Gearhead, and today we're going to be reviewing the iPhone 16 Pro in white titanium. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, and subscribe. This is our second video, so watch out for more tech reviews. And with that, let's get started. First, let's talk about the design. So anyone can look at this and say that it's an iPhone. I believe Apple has kept the same design language since iPhone 12, iPhone 11 in fact, but with the iPhone 12, the sides became squared off, like they were not curved. From afar, it actually looks like any iPhone you would think of from the 12, 13, 14, 15, but coming up close, there are some differences that Apple has added on to that exact design, upgrading it constantly and making it better. Like we now have our new camera button, and we also have our silent button, which used to be a switch, and there's almost no bezels now, and we have a dynamic island instead of the world famous notch. But what's more is in terms of ergonomics, Apple has improved their design a lot, because something that you can't see physically but you can tell by holding it is that the sides of the iPhone 16 Pro have been curved, so it's actually very comfortable to hold in comparison to other iPhones which have the square edges. So design-wise, I'd say Apple has not changed their design. It's practically the same design as it was about since iPhone 11 or 12 to be more exact, but this design has been upgraded to, I would say, its maximum capacity, or I can't see Apple doing anything more to this to make this, last any while longer. There is now a matte back, so there was versions of matte backs in the iPhone 12, I believe, but with that you don't get fingerprints. So this is now, I would say, the peak form factor in this design format for Apple. Now let's talk about the display. So the display is a 6.3 inches Super Retina XDR in this iPhone 16 Pro, which I believe is the perfect size, honestly. Like anything bigger than this, like in the 16 Pro Max, it's just like you might as well get a tablet. And anything smaller, I think you might want more screen space. So I have average sized hands, and the 16 fits perfectly. It's very usable. You can, use your thumb to go and get the notification screen and the side screen, and it's all very usable with one hand. The best part I like about this display is that it has 2000 nits of brightness, which means, that's a huge number, which means that in direct sunlight it's actually very visible. So in direct sunlight, even if the screen is completely black on your display, you're still able to see everything crystal clear and crisp. It is 120 Hertz, so it's very smooth, and gaming on this is going to be very great, so thanks to the processor as well. But the display is very beautiful. It has Dolby Vision support and HDR10, so if you're watching Netflix on this, or Prime, or any other video content that you're consuming, it's going to be very wonderful to watch on it. The colors are very vivid and bright, and you can actually set the tones if you wish in the settings. Now moving on to the camera. So the camera is, always an improvement in a newer iPhone. Apple always upgrades something. And in this iPhone, something that is new or unique to it is that it has the 5x tetravision zoom, which was only available in the iPhone 15 Pro Max before, but now they've made it available in the Pro versions as well. And it is a 48 megapixel ultra wide camera as well. So what I really like about the camera is how whenever you're close to an object, it actually switches to the macro mode without you doing anything to capture finer details. And the zoom, of course, some other devices have pretty higher zooms, but Apple zoom is limited to 25x zoom, which is, you're probably not going to use it, but it's still decent. So the camera quality in iPhones has always been pretty great, I would say, and there are other YouTubers who go much more in depth into the camera. My perspective comes from a daily use perspective, and from a daily use perspective, it's very good. You would not feel the camera lacking anywhere. You will not feel it missing definitions that you want it to capture, and the result itself is always wonderful. And when you record a video with this phone, which now claims to be recording the highest quality video ever on an iPhone, which is 4K and 120 FPS. So the video result is, I'm going to add a clip that I took from this phone just so you see that it is actually exceptional. So camera is actually pretty great. I know that there are other phones which have higher zooms, higher resolutions, and some other extra camera features. One thing more in the camera is, how can I forget, our new camera button. So in the new camera button, you can actually pick side to side as what you want to use it for. So you can use it for exposure, depth, zoom, switch cameras, even styles. Usually it's set for zoom, and you can use it to zoom in and out on anything. So that is part of it. Moving on to the performance of the phone. So this Apple iPhone 16 Pro boasts the new Apple A18 Pro chip, one step above the A17 Pro. In day-to-day use, if you were using it besides an iPhone 15, you would not be able to notice a difference because from a human perspective, you can't pick on that. But according to Apple's stats and figures, it is slightly better in some other areas and, in performance statistics that they put out. But what I do appreciate is how efficient it is. So I got 2.5 days of battery from this phone with medium usage. It was not usage with watching a video or playing a game, but day-to-day normal usage, you get texts, get calls, and occasionally using the camera. So with that, it gave me 2.5 days of usage, actually even more. I plugged it in at around 20% at the night of the third day. So pretty good in terms of battery power. Now coming to the software of the phone. So the Apple iPhone 16 Pro runs on iOS 18, and something that Apple has been advertising since day one for the iPhone 16 Pro is Apple Intelligence, your AI Apple bot or phone ready to help you. Unfortunately, that's actually not out for use yet. So you have to join a waiting list to actually enable it. It's not available in the stable version. It is available in the iOS 18.1 beta. So as a normal user, you would not go into your settings and turn on beta updates to get those. For you, currently, the iPhone 18, the iPhone 16 Pro with iOS 18 does not have Apple Intelligence. So as tested, it does not. You have to join a wait list, turn on beta features to be, granted access to the iPhone Apple Intelligence. So coming to the conclusion. So we have talked a lot about this iPhone 16 Pro, a lot of nice things. So do I recommend that you buy this iPhone 16 Pro? So if you are switching to an iPhone new, like you want to get an iPhone, I would say this is definitely the iPhone to get. It is the latest and greatest. This design has been evolved for 5-6 years by now, and it has been perfected. Apple has been working on it continuously. The cameras are the best they have been, and the display is the best it has been, and the software and screen, everything itself is pretty much the best an iPhone has been. So if you're going for an iPhone and you're switching off new and you're looking to buy one, you should get the latest and greatest. But let's say if you have an iPhone already, so at what point would you switch? So I would say if you are an iPhone 13 Pro or 13 Pro Max, no point in switching. So if you have a 15, if you have a 14, if you have a 13, you would not feel much of a difference. So there's no point in upgrading after that. If you have a 12, then, if you want to, you can, but you also don't have to, because the 12 looks the same functionality wise. It does not have the dynamic island, it has the notch, but otherwise, it's the interface is the same. It's a little slower, but when you're using it, you won't actually notice the difference unless you use this next to it. So 12 is, in the 50-50. If you want it, you can upgrade it. But if you have a 13, I would not recommend upgrading. And 14, 15, why would you even think about it? So that is my conclusion. If you have anything above a 12, you should upgrade it. If you have a 12, maybe anything below 12, then you definitely should upgrade. It will be a world of difference. If you're coming from any other phone and you want to switch to an iPhone, yes, this is the one to get, definitely. And with that, thanks for watching. Please let me know in the comments if you would like to see reviews of anything else, tech reviews, car reviews. We'd love to dive into those things as well. And let me know what you think of the iPhone 16 Pro.